What's going on, fam? Ted Carr here, and in today's video we're going to be going into how and why to get the best sleep ever. So if you've ever gone, which I'm sure you have, a night or two without a good night's sleep, you realize how it just messes up everything. It messes up your mood, messes up your focus, messes up your relationships, messes up your digestion, messes up your willpower, messes up your diet, messes up everything. It messes up your ability to get stuff done. So what I want to do in this video is really help you get the best sleep ever. And to do that, I'm going to give you the top 10 things that I do to ensure I get a great night's sleep every night. Now, once you start dialing in your sleep, it takes care of like a third of your life. A third of your life is spent sleeping, and a third of your life is now dialed. It's perfect. It's freaking amazing. And if you don't get it dialed, and if your sleep chronically sucks, your life kind of chronically sucks. At least a third of it does. Not even just a third of it, because when you wake up tired, your waking time sucks as well. So this is going to affect your entire life for the better. I'm very excited to give you this video. It very well could be a video that really changes a lot of things for you. Because when you change your sleep, everything else changes too. So let's just get right into it. The things I'm going to share with you in here, these are 10 things that I do, 10 things that I've discovered that work really, really well for improving my sleep. And I'm so passionate about this because my sleep used to suck. I used to have insomnia. I used to have to smoke weed before bed every night in order to sleep. Otherwise, I just couldn't get to sleep. But by applying these techniques here, I'm able to get better sleep, which allows me to do it without drugs, allows me to recover better, allows me to focus, allows me to feel good, allows me to have willpower, allows me to feel like allows me to feel like my life is not too crowded and I'm not anxious or stressed. I'm chill, I'm good. I've got one of my strongest needs met, which is good sleep. So let's get into it without further ado. First thing, I got a list here, by the way. I wrote a list so I could not forget these 10 things. First thing, and yes, that is Steve Jobs, the young Steve Jobs. First thing is you need to have the self-image. You need to have the self-image of somebody who gets great sleep. If you keep saying out loud, telling your friends, telling yourself, I get bad sleep, I have insomnia, I'm an insomniac, like identifying as someone who can't sleep well, you're never going to be able to sleep well. These next 9 tips and tricks are never going to even get implemented into your life. So first you must identify, you must adopt the mindset, you must adopt the self-image of somebody who gets great sleep. You got to become that person who's like, oh yeah, I'm a great sleeper. I'm a great sleeper. I sleep really well. And if you don't feel good saying that, you can at least say, I'm practicing getting better at sleep. I'm developing better sleep habits. At least say that. Because if you're watching this video, you are developing better sleep habits. You're studying the art of sleep, deep rest, deep relaxation. Okay? So that's the first thing, self-image. Second thing, a really, really simple technique here is you want to make sure that throughout your waking hours, you're actually doing things that are going to set yourself up for a successful evening. So 2 things that you can do during the day to make sure that you actually feel like sleeping at night is, number 1, you want to exercise. You want to move your body. You want to walk for at least 100 minutes, which is 10,000 steps. Or you want to do some form of vigorous exercise for at least 5 minutes. It could be squats, push-ups, jumping jacks, burpees, whatever you got to do. Run up a hill. Move your body really hard for a good 5 minutes. Okay, so exercise, that's number 1 thing that you can do to get your body set up and mind set up for great sleep. But the second thing you want to do during the day is some form of meditation. Could be breath work, could be staring at the birds outside, could be staring at a wall, just getting bored, or it could be meditating, focusing on your breath, whatever you want to do. Do some Wim Hof, do some cold therapy, a cold shower, whatever you got to do, just prime yourself with some form of mindset optimizer, like meditation, breathwork, exercise, right? Okay. So that's the second thing on this list of 10. First thing was self-image. Second thing, prepare your body, prepare your mind so that you can actually get a great night's sleep when it comes time for it. The third thing you want to do is you want to just go to bed at the same time every night. And you've got to be pretty strict about this. You have to be pretty disciplined about this. You can't treat bedtime as like just a whenever thing. Bedtime needs to be a time in your calendar that you actually go to bed. It's a time that you don't take calls. It's a time that you don't watch movies. It's a time that you don't hang out with friends. It's a time that you kick the guests out of your house. Like bedtime. I gotta go. Treat it like an appointment. Okay. My bedtime is like super early. It's like 8 o'clock. So when guests are over and I have to like kick them out at like 7:30, 7:45, they're like, it's so early. I'm like, no, I need to sleep in 15 minutes. They don't really get it. And I'm okay with that. But I respect my bedtime more than I respect having guests over at the house. Like, past my bedtime. I respect having guests over at the house, but not past my bedtime. Past my bedtime, I respect my bedtime more than that. So I make sure to invite guests over around like 4:30, 5 p.m. That way they're out by 7:30, 7:45. Okay, so because 8, I need to sleep. I prioritize that above mostly everything else. Same time every night. If I have to be 8:30, if it has to be 9, whatever. It's like I have that window, like between 8 and 9 p.m., I'm going to be in bed. Okay, so that's the first thing. You want to go to bed at the exact same time every single night. If you're having a hard time with that, one thing you can do at least is wake up at the same time every morning. Set an alarm. I personally don't set an alarm. I personally wake up naturally because I just go to bed at the same time every night. But if you are having a hard time going to bed at the same time every night, just start waking up at the same time every morning. But either way, you want to go to bed at the same time. Okay, so that's the third tip. And then the fourth tip kind of ties into that, which is you want to ritualize the process. You want to have a beautiful ritual. You want to have an awesome evening routine so that it's something to look forward to. It's something that your body just slips into, and just falling asleep is just another part of the routine. It's not like, oh my God, am I going to sleep right now? It's like, no, it's just part of the routine because you've done everything else the same every single night. Why would tonight be any different? So part of my ritual, I'll go through some of the other things on this list as part of my ritual, but you just want to do the same thing every single night. Almost like you have OCD, like do things in the same order. Like if you floss before you brush every night, make sure to floss before you brush every night. Don't just do like one or the other, like floss and then brush, or vice versa. Do whatever you gotta do, but do it in order. If you do it fully clothed, do it fully clothed every night. And then when you get into your bedroom, then take your clothes off. Rather than taking your clothes off and then flossing and brushing. Like just do things in order. So that way, by the time you get into bed, you lay down, your brain's just like, oh, we've done everything right up until this point. Boom, we're just gonna slip into a nice, deep sleep like we always do. Okay? So you wanna ritualize it, that's huge. The next piece of the puzzle is, I'll tell you pieces of my ritual here. So one thing I do every night is at 7 p.m., the red lights come on. I'll show you one red light that's always on. That red light. So at 7 p.m., these go off, and that stays on. Everywhere in my house, I've got a red light like that, so that at evening time, when evening time comes, I can still see things, but it's not interfering with my melatonin. Because melatonin is what allows you to sleep. You can't get great night's sleep if you don't have enough melatonin in your body, in your bloodstream, in your blood system. And melatonin can't be released when cortisol is released. And cortisol gets released with bright lights. Okay? So in the evening time, my phone goes on twilight mode. It's like red mode. My computer goes into flux mode. It's like a red screen on there. And my whole house goes into red mode. There's no bright lights after 7 p.m. Even my bathroom has a red light. My stairs have a red light. Like everywhere in the house is like a red light. So that if I need to see, I can still see, but it's not going to blind me. Even my phone. Even my phone, I put red tape over top of the flashlight so that when I turn the flashlight on in the evening, it's like a red glow. It's really, really cool. People are like, what's wrong with your phone? How come there's like tape on it? It makes the flashlight red. So red mode, that's key for me. When I see red, I'm like, ooh, it's getting into that like intimate evening time, about to go slip into my evening routine. So that's huge. That's a huge like signal for me that getting ready for bedtime. The next thing I do is I go into my bedroom and I open the window, crack the window open a bit, crack it open like that much. That way I get fresh air coming in through the evening. I've had so many times in the past where I couldn't sleep. I was like, oh, like hot or something, or just was uncomfortable. And I would just get up and I'd crack open the window. I'd go back into bed, boom, sleep. I felt like just a little bit of fresh air coming. Like, oh, I can sleep now. So fresh air, keep that window cracked. I remember I was at a fruit festival one time. There's big panelists of all these health speakers up there. And somebody from the audience asked us each, like, what's the one thing we can all do to have healthier sleeps? And Dr. Doug Graham said, just open the window. Just open the window. That's it. Just open the window. It's the healthiest thing you can do while you sleep. Okay, so I cracked the window, and I freaking love it. Next thing you want to do, or next thing I do at least, is I make sure that the temperature is right. So I don't have my heat cranked. And in the summertime, when it's hot, I'm sure to have the fan on, the ceiling fan on. I want to make sure the temperature is really good. The temperature should be nice and cool. The brain sleeps better when it's cool. If you're too hot, you're not going to be able to sleep well. So if you're having crummy night sleeps, just consider lowering the temperature a bit and get a little bit cozier under your sheets, okay, under your blankets. The temperature, that's a huge one. Next thing is no caffeine. No caffeine, doesn't matter how late it is. Some people say no caffeine after 5 p.m. No caffeine, period. You don't need caffeine in the first place when you're getting enough sleep. You only need caffeine when you're not getting enough sleep. So just no caffeine, period. If you do have caffeine, it should be a very, very, very small amount. It should be like maybe a cup of green tea, tops, and super early in the morning, like the earlier the better. But ideally, no caffeine, you're not going to need it. If you are going to have it every now and then, sure, have it in the morning, make sure it's green tea, and don't have it like past any time in the morning, anytime past the morning, like with friends or to be social or something. It's really dumb. Chocolate, same thing. If you're going to have chocolate, have it in the early mornings, because if you have caffeine or theobromine, like in chocolate, late in the evening, it's going to mess up your sleep. So if you're not sleeping that well and you're having chocolate in the evening, that's probably why. It's probably a contributing factor. Okay, so no caffeine, no stimulants. That goes for even like onions and garlic and stuff. If you have that stuff in the evening, it's going to mess your sleep up. Those things are stimulants. All right. So the other thing I do is I make sure to not drink any water close to bedtime. So if I'm going to bed at 8, I'm not going to drink water past 6. I want to make sure my bladder is nice and empty before I get into bed, because I don't want to have to wake up in the middle of the night and go pee. And if I do have to wake up to go pee, then fine. But I get better sleeps when I just sleep solid through the whole night. Okay? So no water past a certain time. For me, it's 2 hours before bed. Same goes for food. No food 2 hours before bed. So a lot of people, I know they like to have like late night snacks, late night dinners. If you're going to have a late night dinner, late night snack, fine. But then go to bed like 2 hours after that and make sure it's the same time every night. Okay? Same time. Make it a ritual, make it a routine. So we've covered it all. That's it. To recap, get the self-image. You see yourself as the person who gets really good sleeps. Second, these aren't going to be in the right order, by the way, because I messed up the order. That's fine. Self-image, same time every night. Make it a ritual. Keep your window open. Make sure you get those red lights glowing. No caffeine. No water past the late night time. No food past late night time. Make sure your temperature is really, really good. And then make sure you're doing something to your body, to your mind throughout the day so that you do sleep well at night. My last piece of tip, my last bonus tip is when I'm in bed at night, what I do is I like to have a notebook and a pen, and I like to brainstorm out ideas like this video so that I go to bed completely like not thinking about stuff. I've already written it all out. Read it all out, boom, fall asleep. Because before, what I do is I lay there and I think about stuff and like, oh, that's such a great idea. I got to remember that for tomorrow. I never remembered it. Then I would start to like just think more and more. Like, oh, I can't forget. Then just forget. So I just write everything out now. I wake up in the morning. It's like a nice surprise. Like, oh, I didn't remember that list. That's cool. Anyways, that was it. Hope you guys and girls and women and men and boys and girls. I hope all of you out there watching have a great night's sleep tonight. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and post your #1 sleep tip in the comments below. I'd appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Adios. Bye for now.